Hey Sam, this is your reading. I haven't seen you yet. It's about 7 minutes in, but you are on a schedule, you are on a time clock, and this is the time you paid for. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the recording, with the reading, because this is what you paid for, so you deserve to get it. And I can do these readings like remotely or with somebody, private one-on-one, but I got you. Okay. All right. Because we did say, just so you're aware, we did say 10 a.m. tomorrow is fine, and we agreed. So that's why I'm doing it. Because your 10 a.m. is my 11 a.m., if that makes sense. All right. As you're listening to the replay of this, because you are going to get a copy, this is your reading. You need to take a nice deep breath in. And I know things have been super fucking stressful for you because we have been chit-chatting. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. We're going to just ground for a minute. And just for legal purposes, because I know what we're talking about is a highly sensitive matter and very charged, this reading is for entertainment purposes only. I don't give legal advice. I don't give medical advice. If you feel like you're stuck, I'm going to tell you to go to your doctor, go to your lawyer, because they are licensed individuals, and they are taking care of you. Okay, so I kind of just pulled right now for, is the legal troubles kind of just going to resolve right now? And we're going to go look at those a little bit and see what we got going on, because I know you're on a time crunch and you've said, we've talked about a lot of things. And okay, I know we have also talked about like the wallet situation and everything else. But firstly, I want to address what we had going on yesterday, because a lot of information was being channeled into me from the person that passed away, which what I have written down is your husband's dad. But the relationship they had were like best friends. Everybody knew he was the dad, but it feels like whenever he comes forward, like he has kind of like a white person named like a Bob or a B or something. Um, and you can confirm if that's right or wrong. But I feel like whenever I was talking to you, like, yeah, he did feel very lonely, like the people in the hospital, because even though people were around him, the people in the hospital, like, were not the ones he wanted there. Like, he kind of wanted, like, you and your husband, because you guys had, like, taken care of him. Does that make sense? Like, he was pressing on, like, a lot of confirmation that he did pass in the hospital. And that even though, it feels like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like, your husband was kind of this secret, unfortunately, and sometimes a secret that everybody knew about, like a child he didn't acknowledge to like raise, but like he was like watching him grow up from afar, and then they became friendly like as he was an adult. That is the impression that I'm getting. Um, and you can text me once you get this reading, because you are going to be getting a copy of it. It'll be like a YouTube link, unlisted. So anybody you give the link to will be able to view it, but it's not public on my YouTube channel, if that makes sense. Anyway, so it felt like he watched him for a long time and they got really close really quickly. As far as this whole rigmarole with everybody else, those people don't want to see you succeed, because I strongly feel like the husband wasn't good enough. This is like you were caught in the middle of this bullfuckery, and unfortunately, you are the one Like, it's not your family, I feel like it's kinda his family, but you're caught in it. Um, and like I was saying before, anybody will do anything for life-changing money, and somebody's saying the wallet was evidence that you were, like, counseled wrong the first time, obviously, you know that by now. However, um, they're saying he didn't have 3 grand in the wallet, but that was a thing that he used to, like, get to you, like a little thing. And I also wanna talk about all the, what's the right way to say this? Accoutrement that he's saying he has. I would talk to your lawyer and just be like, "I want to see pictures." And I like, if you have truly not had any relationship with this man that is saying that that you've had a relationship with, then I would be like, "Go ahead and test it for DNA, like, you're not gonna find my DNA." And that, in a sense, would just make him look stupid. It would make him look stupid. And I'm pulling some more cards just to get like a better confirmation for you. Okay, 1 second. Okay, here we are. So, your first card is the Hierophant. So, I know we've been talking, and I've been talking about like, you can't really see that. There we go. That's better. Sorry, the light here is kind of atrocious. I'm working on it. Um, we've been talking about a lot about if your legal battles are going to get better. I think you need a new strategy and a new approach. And hopefully that's something this lawyer can bring forth and bring with you. I would definitely not be talked down to by the lawyer. I would not let the lawyer talk down to me. I would just be like, "Hey, listen, there was a mix up. I was counseled wrong. You know, shit kind of happens. You have to put your foot down. Like these people work for you. You're paying them. Like yes, the wallet situation, maybe the keeping of the wallet situation is technically considered withholding evidence in the court of the law, yes, but I cannot stress this enough. You need to find somebody that's gonna be working for you, that's gonna be willing to represent you in a fair way, and sometimes that just takes, like, communication and just being like, "Look, this is what happened. This is where we are," um, and you have to learn how to work and steer the conversation to kind of benefit you. Don't just let him sit there and talk to you and tell you the list of barraging things that you did wrong. That's not really how that works. Um, and even though I understand you have already paid the retainer, however, you can still have these open communications with them and they can still like they need to be reminded that you are the person kind of in charge and they are defending you. And yeah, like your other person excused himself, but I also feel like you need to demand why they excuse themselves. There needs to be like some type of resolution or resolved issue. Like we need to figure that out. But the Hierophant seriously signifies kind of looking at your situation in a different light. Is it worth it to continue to fight for this money, for this sum? Like, I understand that the amount of money could be very life changing. And I'm also hearing like very strongly that your husband feels like he's owed, like for the amount of time and grief. Somebody's mentioned grief that he has gone through. Like, he feels like this is his. And that's fine, but you are the one kind of navigating this and going through this because hubby is not completely here, right? Like he's having problems, he's having mental situations, and you don't want to be the one stuck holding the pot by yourself. We don't want to do that. That's going to be bad. So you also pulled Temperance. And remember, we're trying to figure out like what direction do we need to go in? Where is our this legal trouble really going to take you personally? I didn't really pull cards for your husband. He's getting information kind of dribbled in, and the father slash best friend did come forth and he did confirm some things. yesterday. Like, he did step forward for your husband, and I feel like he kind of, like, also feels very guilty. Was this will like, was this sum of money directly left to you and your husband or just your husband? I feel like this is also kind of his way. He comes forward, he's like, "This is my way of taking care of them." And I see somebody shake hands, like, there was supposed to be an agreement. We were supposed to be in agreement of my last wishes. Um, because I also see him like, was he bald by the time he had passed away? Um, because I see him kind of in the hospital bed, like signing. I see somebody signing. I see a doctor looking right across from him, and you're kind of standing in the corner, and there's like a window right behind you, like light shining in. Somebody's talking about the doctor that was in the room. You need to contact the doctor. You need to figure out a way to be like, "Hey, I need your help. Like, you were there, you saw what happened." Um, Again, I keep hearing somebody say, "Do not let these people railroad you." I feel like this is also like bigger than you. This is an emotional pain that runs deep. These people are, they sound very petty. Um, and just the exchanges that you've sent me, this is bigger and deeper than just money. And you have to be prepared if this is what you're digging your heels in and this is the hill that you're going to die on, so to speak. You have to be prepared to be like, okay, well, if we're going to war, I'm innocent and you can do whatever the fuck you want. That's totally fine too. So you have to kind of figure out where you want to land here with that. Okay. And I can't really tell you how much to push your case. I can say right now, it looks like, just like I said in my live, whenever I said in my live when I read for you, I said it could go either way. It looks like if this is what you want, it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be hard because your next card you got is the Five of Wands. This is a loss of communication on all ends. I don't know if you really wanted, somebody's telling me to talk about the husband. I don't really know if you wanted to hire this lawyer or if you were like, I want to look for somebody else. And then he went ahead and like did it anyway. I don't know what's happening there, but I feel like you guys maybe aren't completely on the same page on a personal inside level. You're also, they're telling me you're also acting as the caretaker, and this is just a lot of emotional and mental baggage on your plate. Like everything is on your shoulders. And that's really hard. Um, the Five of Wands also talks about kind of, they keep saying something like war is coming, like disagreements, conflict. Like you need to be prepared for things to get very, very serious very quickly. Um, So somebody's also saying like the war is the lawyer, not the war. Excuse me. The lawyer is going to take care of you, but I feel like he's kind of cranky in his disposition. Like he's not like a happy-go-lucky nice guy. And sometimes you do need that in these types of situations. You do need somebody that's going to be like, listen, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do this, this, and this. But we have to be open and honest with each other and on the same level. So if I were you, again, open communication, present all the evidence you have to your lawyer. Everything you can think of, everything you can come up with over the years that he was with you, that he was living with you, every single conversation, everything, bring it and give it to your lawyer so he can use that to help build your case. But Five of Wands does definitely talk about a lot of deep conflict. Um, I'm praying for you. Please take care of your mental health and your mental abilities because this is going to be tough. And I'm so sorry that you're having to go through that and like this is what it is, right? Um so Son of Wands. So we're pulling the Son of Wands in reverse. And I feel like this is also the Page of Wands in typical traditional tarot. So the Page of Wands says kind of we're starting something new. And again, you have to decide if this chunk of change is really worth it, because I feel like this is affecting your mental health. Initially, it feels like you're like, oh, well, this case is in the bag, like we got it, it's fine. It's not going to, like, they're obviously going to rule in our favor, right? Like, this is bullshit, this is dumb. I really feel like we also didn't think the case was going to go this far this quickly. You didn't know how determined these people are, and somebody's talking about hate, that this is a long, deep hate. And I don't know if your husband was not raised around these people with these, like somebody's saying siblings, with his siblings. Are these his siblings? I know it's the uncle, but also like who else is involved in the circle? Like somebody, so other people are going to benefit from this chunk of change going to them. It's just like a family melting pot inheritance. Like if it goes to the family, then the family splits it 5 ways and everybody gets a chunk of change, because that would explain a lot deeper why everybody is so like, I'm gonna fucking get you, because everybody benefits from this. It's not just one person against one person. You see what I'm saying? In the Page of Wands, you're really going to hit a lot of obstacles. It's talking about going somewhere and starting a new journey, but you're just going to be getting hit with opposition after opposition after opposition. And I know you have invested personally a lot of money in lawyers in different things, and you have to decide, like, is this worth it? Because that is what's going to make or break you. Like I said, you do not want to get caught as the only person holding the bag, so to speak, if it's not really yours to begin with. I feel like they're muddying your name, because it would be really hard to say a lot of things against your husband considering his brain injury, if I were to really throw something out there. It's easier because also you were the one taking, they're helping me. You were the one doing like the taking care of. That makes sense. And your husband was the one like kind of like emotionally there for him, mentally there for him while he was on this journey. So it's not like this has not been a great situation. And they're also saying like, do not let people scare you or threaten you or hold something onto you that shouldn't have been there. Like these people, they're saying somebody is like out for blood. And unfortunately, you are the person in the crosshair of that. And that sucks, right? Like that super sucks. And I'm really sorry like that you're dealing with this, because this is a perfect example of like giving of yourself, giving too much energy of yourself, and you like not being taken care of in return. You're not being reciprocated in return. I am gonna ask, like, what was the reasoning? What made y'all decide that this man should want to come and live with you? Is it because he said he didn't have anybody to live with him? Um, During this time of like sickness? Because I felt like it feels like if I look and I see and I perceive that he kind of did a whole woe is me on you. He knew his family was toxic. Somebody saying he knew that they were crazy and that they were intense. Um, but they're also saying like he was happier with you two. However, it didn't work out the way he had planned. They're saying at the end he had had a change of heart. And because I feel like Ah, somebody's saying there was an original will. There was an original will, and I don't know if you know this or not. And you can look into it and let me know, but somebody's saying there was an original will, and this chunk of change was left to somebody else originally. And I don't know if this person was left out in the new one. I don't know, but they're saying there was like an addendum. They're using the word addendum. Um, and that it was changed to go to you guys. But I don't know if this man told you he had an original plan. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of secrets and not a lot of open communication, and because you didn't know, you just wanted to do things the right way. And unfortunately, people just do not have these open talks with their family members that they should have. Like, this is my will, this is what I want done, this is who I want divided up of my assets. Um, and that's hard, and that's hard. Unfortunately, I feel like you're also learning a personal lesson. Like, you guys personally should have wills and division of assets and like other people in charge of that because you don't want any type of situation to repeat itself, right? So the next card you pulled was the Five of Cups. Honey, as it stands right now, this inheritance that you are trying to fight so hard for, I do understand. Like, somebody's saying this is life-changing money. I do understand, like, it is life-changing and you feel like you are owed, but it's the owing portion, the winning, the getting it is gonna come at a price, and I feel like you're already starting to pay it a little bit, mentally, emotionally. So you need to be careful. You need to really decide, like, okay, like, are we gonna fuck around with this some more, or are we just going to be here? Somebody's saying you were dragged into this. Like, this was not you taking care of this guy, was not like originally in your plan. Was not. Now they're saying the husband was like, yeah, we can do this, we can have it. Like your husband kind of like talked you into this role. And I really feel like you're the one getting screwed here. Not literally, but I'm just saying metaphorically, it's really just not looking very great for you, and I don't like that. So the Page of Wands talks about regret, failure, disappointment. Who's disappointed? Sorry, I'm listening. And I apologize if you hear my pipes clanking in the background. I'm doing home renovations and I have a lot of exposed pipes. Okay, okay. So the your husband's father, he's disappointed with everybody how everybody's acting. Like, I think he kind of had these misguided intentions that everything was gonna kinda work itself out, and then it didn't. Like, he thought you guys were gonna be taken care of. And I feel like this is another layer of this Five of Cups, where he thought y'all were gonna be taken care of. He was like, "Yes, no, this is completely taking like, this is completely where it's supposed to go." He is stepping forward and asking for forgiveness. Um, and I feel and see somebody, like, crying. I do think he feels, like, really bad about how the situation, like, personally is affecting you while he is on the other side, and he wanted to let you know that. Is your name Samantha, like, legally, or is it just Sam? Because somebody is saying Samantha is strong, and you can move forward, you have the strength to move forward, however, it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you emotionally, mentally, and financially, and only you can decide if this is really, like, is it worth it? I don't know because I'm not in your situation, and I'm not investing the somebody said thousands that you have already invested. And that is a cute heart, mind, and soul trick that you have going on there. So your next card is the Ten of Cups. And typically, what's interesting here about this reading is it's very representative of the one I did for you in live, is where I was like, it could literally go either way, and you need to have all of your evidence in order, and it needs to be solid evidence that they cannot dispute. I think a lot of what they have, they're kind of bluffing about. And you can let me know, you can validate if this is wrong or not. But I feel like they're coming off really strong to be intimidating. They're saying something about the lawyer is a family friend on their side. But anyway, you did pull the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups, just like we talk about forgiveness here, the Ten of Cups talks about having a happy family fulfillment. And, we're going to we're going to circle back to the original question, like, are these legal troubles going to get better? Because that's mostly what we want to know, right? Are these legal troubles going to get better? I feel like yes, they're going to resolve, but I don't know if they're typically going to go the way you want them to go. Somebody said that the final ruling is going to be everybody splitting it. Homie that's trying to take you to court, I think he wants a lump sum, but I think somebody is saying that the judge is going to step in, and once all the evidence is clear and done, like, it's going to be divided. And somebody's saying the judge is going to have the final say. And I don't know, I'm not in your case, so I don't know what the specifics and parameters are, but that's what they're saying as of now. This is not permanent. Everybody has free will. Everybody can make different choices. Tarot is not completely predictive, but it can give you an avenue of where to go. And I think that's kind of more or less what we're looking for here. And so the next card you have is the Two of Pentacles. And this is where we want to circle back on you, because I'm reading for your energy, right? The Two of Pentacles is, I feel like somebody's describing that you are like in a rat race. You get up and you devote all of your time to your husband. You get up and you are devoting all of your time to this case. You are just chasing your tail from head to tail, just running in circles, being stressed. And we need to see how you spend your time and energy. Once this is over and the dust is kind of settled, because either way, like, the point of the matter is you can present all the evidence in the world, but once the ruling is set, that's going to be the ruling unless you decide to appeal, right? That's going to be the ruling. And eventually it's going to get to a point to where it's no longer he said, she said, it's going to be out of your hands. Somebody said, I don't think you go to jail. I don't think you're going to jail. I don't know why you're not in this Zoom right now to ask me follow-up questions, but I don't think you go to like long-term jail. But anyway, with the Two of Pentacles, it also talks a lot about balancing your own energy, finding your own joy. Like, what makes you happy? Somebody saying Samantha, what makes Samantha happy? What lights you up in that sense? And somebody's saying very firmly, do not let this take a toll on you so much so that it stresses you out, that it takes away your life. It sucks, all the energy out of you. Because at the end of the day, you're probably not going to like that I say this, money is just money, and money comes in and money goes. And yes, I will repeat myself that this is a life-changing sum of money. And are you owed some recognition for taking care of this man up until his very fucking dying day? Yes, you are. And that was his original point. It was. But there's somebody saying acknowledging the son made the others angry. And this was his silent nod to his son to acknowledge him. and just be like, hey, I'm here. I'm going to take care of you. We're here together in this. Does that make sense? Hold on one second. I'm gonna pull, I've been very strongly called to pull some cards just for you, general. Okay, because I know you're like, I need some deeper guidance on the situation because I'm dealing with real life shit and I get it. I 1000% get it. But Miss Hood, I really want to, you're my client. I really want to take care of you and whoops, pull some cards for you and see where we can go. Okay. Okay. So I want to get into you. All right. Because we're gonna follow up with these oracle cards for like your legal troubles. And then the last half of the reading is gonna be specifically for you because like you deserve it. All right. So the last half is the legal troubles going to get better? Yes, new beginnings. I feel like yes. This is going to take a while for the dust to settle. They're saying this case can go on for a little bit. Did this case just start? Like when and how did the court proceedings, like how fast did this progress? I feel like it progressed pretty quickly. Like we didn't think it was going to be that serious, and then something about like the hiccup started whenever everything went through probate. Is that correct? You can let me know. I'm going to be sending you a copy of this reading, so you can let me know in text message, like if this is validating, if this is what you say is correct, yada yada. Like you can let me know. I have so I asked a side question, and don't be mad whenever I asked it, but I did ask like, is she telling the truth? Like, is she innocent of what they're accusing her of? Right? And I did pull the innocence card. You're gonna be fine. You've just been the one that unfortunately has been caught with your hand in the fryer, and they have literally, for lack of a better word, somebody saying like they've made this a witch hunt and all about you. I see you happy and smiling and actually having like a really good relationship with this man that passed away. And there's somebody's also saying that he kind of looked at you like a daughter. His intention was not for this to happen to you. Um, and I know it's hard, like, it's hard because you feel like the world is falling down around you, right? And, like, who the fuck wants to feel that? Um, so your last card regarding this legal issue is all about choice. You have to decide if this case is worth continuing to fight. I know you've invested money, and, like, at the end of the day, like, you want something back on your investment. That is a very human response to have. But again, like if you're busy taking care of everybody else, if you're busy fighting legal battles that really kind of aren't yours in a sense to fight, who is taking care of you? You have to decide where you want to go and if this is really worth it. Is this worth it? Because there's somebody saying they have made this battle very, very, very personal. Okay. And somebody keeps saying like they have made it war, they have like it has just put a very bad taste in their mouth for whatever reason that you stepped in whenever they kind of stepped out. Like I feel like whenever he got sick, the family that he did have was like, "Oh, you're sick? Hmm, tough." And that's a hard pill to swallow. Somebody was saying that he saw how alone he was when he did um get sick. I'm sorry. That sucks. That sucks. But you and your husband stepped in and filled that gap, right? So let's pull another couple cards and then we're gonna get to your part of the reading just to like level this one up. because I do want to pull some things for you specifically. I know we did mostly pull to what we've been talking about, but I really just feel like you need some personal attention. You need like some time. Understand? Um, okay. So I kind of just asked the question like, are you going to be okay? And we've got some good cards that are kind of cooperating the tarot cards that we're going to get into in the next half of the reading. So you got this entering card, and I'm actually going to read the book definition of the entering card so you can see it. Okay. And it's easier for me to do that than to just send you a picture because that's silly. I'm already in here, right? Centering. So centering. Okay. The delicate form of a Victorian fairy is centered within the elegant constraints of an ornate picture frame. She sits with ease and grace and comfortable in her own skin, confident that she will not fall. So I think that's really like that really identifies with where you need to be going, especially with this case, is that you need to have confidence in yourself that you will do it. And I feel like they have shaken a lot of faith within you. Like we're questioning, like, was what happened like really real? Was he genuine with us? Like you've just been playing a lot of mental games with yourself, asking a lot of questions back and forth because I really don't think you expected this pushback from these people. Somebody's saying these people are crazy. She has gathered an armful of forget-me-nots, holding them closely to show the importance of remembering her message. When embarking on a journey into awareness, remaining centered and grounded is an essential part of daily practice. Meditation, spiritual study, and service to humanity can bring us closer to our divine nature. Yet, if we are not sufficiently centered, we can be metaphorically blown away. Our energies can become scattered, drained, leading to potential confusion. So this is a lot of what I was talking about with you earlier with the Two of Pentacles. Like you were just running from your ass to your elbow, um, trying to make sure everybody's taken care of, but who is taking care of you? And you're gonna have to be like, hey, look, I cannot do all the things all the time. Um, so the centering card invites you to align with your core essence and go forward in life from a strong position of unification. The temptation to define our reality through family, job, or achievements, ooh, can distract from our spiritual essence and clip the wings to our freedom. Life is constantly changing and calls us to be flexible and centered to survive. By focusing attention inward, you gain strength to act, to oppose, to react to external influences. Prioritizing core values and beliefs provides a strong foundation to realign your energies, creating a boundary between you and where you end and the outside world begins. I definitely think this is going to be a good card for you, and these energies coming through are great for you because that really goes back to how we're talking with the lawyer, saying, we need to remind him that he works for us. Like, he can't snowball us, he can't roll over us. Like, and whenever he reacts such strongly, like, it's not just that. Like, yes, I think he wants to help you, but like his tone is very brash, I feel like. Identifying this point is key to raising awareness amid growing external pressures of the Western world, where status and possessions are often found the measure of worth. Okay, so that definitely leads back to like, is this money like, is it worth it to stay in the fight? I know you don't want these people to win because now it's fucking personal, but like, how much are you willing to sacrifice of yourself to get this chunk of change? By conserving your energy for the development of spiritual progress, the pressures and illusions created by the outer world will be easier to identify. In the presence of tension or anxiety, sometimes we need to be simply breathe to regain perspective. As part of our daily practice, breathing techniques help anchor our thoughts into the present moment and quiet the relentless dialogue of the mind. Yoga is also a proven way to help unify the mind, body, spirit. Conserve your valuable energy for where when and how it is most needed. Once realigned, you will feel the benefit of the meeting life from a position of centeredness and clarity. So I think this card really talks about how you need to go back to taking care of yourself. You will feel less stressed and you will feel more like open to fight these battles and less tired. Somebody says, like, you're just fucking exhausted all the time. And I think, like, as much as you're running around taking care of everybody else and meeting these lawyers and stuff, you need to take some time to prioritize yourself. And this Zoom meeting is also part of a spiritual practice. It's how to like center yourself and realign yourself, if that makes sense. I'm hoping that makes sense. And you can let me know, you can text me and let me know what you think about that and how you perceive that. And, is anybody looking out for you and taking care of you? I'm hearing a resounding no, but you can also like let me know. And somebody's saying hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Make sure you are taking care of you and your physical self because all of this stress, where do we take the hit of that stress? Our physical bodies. And stress can make us sick. Stress can make us so sick so quickly. So quickly. Okay, hold on. Okay, so your next card is gentleness. Somebody's talking about you did all that you could do, right? You did all that you could do. There wasn't really anything else left that you could do to convince these people that you were good. Does that make sense? Um, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm going to read the book definition of these because I think that brings more value to this type of reading. I don't typically do that in every read, but I feel like we kind of need that.